Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? Wednesday, October 27th, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. Audio visual check, please. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Crypto from Philadelphia. I had a friend who lived in Conshohocken. Rode the train into Philadelphia. Beautiful city. All right, let's do a roll call. Hey, Roger, Tammy, Fat, whatever. Raw, Night Truck, David Peterson, Wave, LAP2 Win, your greatest fan, Dawn, Crypto, Amira Asia, Chuck, thank you, Chuck, and my friend Tamazon, my celebrity friend, Mujop, Flash Gordon, Alnick, Soren, Jorge, and Judd. Good morning. Hey, Jared, how are you doing? If this is your first time here or your first time watching later in the day, welcome. You have found yourself at the pregame show. It's part of the Chart Guys community. I'm Chart Gal Lori. We teach technical analysis. I'm going to do a rundown of the market, but must be honest, I can't take my eyes off nat gas. This is amazing. This isn't Tommy, Susie, Johnny buying. This is some big buying. It will get a little bit of a blow off top here. Quick short back down to the 5-minute EMAs. Nat gas is strong. I think there's a laggard trade for NG with LNG. I'll go over that. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, definitely Conshohocken is a suburb, but it was kind of cool just to see the whole vibe and how people live. Take the train into Philadelphia, work, and then go back out to the suburb. Pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Shane. That's nice. You got hurt on BKKT. Any advice? Still holding. Okay, let's look at it. First of all, Evan, whatever I say, remember I've been there. So I've made every mistake you've made plus 20 more. So don't think that I'm judging in any way, shape, or form. But our job at Chart Guys Community is to keep you from getting in situations like that. And I want you to just like journal whatever pain you feel from holding BKKT. I want you to journal it. I want you to feel it. It's kind of like putting your hand on a hot oven when you're a child. You have to feel that pain or you'll go back and do it again. If you just numb it out and go past it like it never happened, then you didn't really take the lessons from it. So just remember that. So now $20 is the level to hold in pre-market. If you're gonna get a dead cat bounce here, you really need $20 to hold. So the main thing when we're holding a stock and we're bag holding, or we're holding a stock that's less than ideal its position, let's go over the psychology here. Let's keep it simple. Let's say you have $1,000 in BKKT. All right. Let's say you started with $1,400 and now you're down $400 and you have $1,000 of capital remaining at BKKT. I don't care what your average price is. This morning, is that $1,000 best allocated to BKKT, or would you rather put that money to work in another stock that has potential and an actual setup? BKKT now is just melting. It's like a pile of ice, just melting down. Yes, we will get a dead cat bounce eventually, but these SPAC names that had these hot weeks last week, they're not bouncing like regular names. They were hot, and then they are fizzling. The air's getting let out of the tire really quick. So this morning you wake up and you say, okay, I have $1,000 I can take out of the market right now, and I'll have $1,000 cash in my account. Now, where is it best deployed? Where should I put my hard-earned money to work? And if the answer is not BKKT, then you take it out of BKKT. Does that make sense? Because we get caught up in, oh, let me put $1,000 more in BKKT. I'll average down. Now I have $2,000 in there. My average is lower, so when it does bounce, I'm green. That's just you not being able to get your arms around the fact that you were wrong. That's us trying to wipe away the fact that we were wrong. Averaging down just tries to feed that ego, saying, hey, I wasn't that wrong. Look, I averaged down. It's not that bad. There's that short in that gas coming down now. I get out of that short now because the bear volume is really, really low. So please remember that. We've all made those mistakes, but determine where your money is best spent right here, right now. And if you think it's BKKT, then so be it. I would use $20 as my stop. And if not, I'd take my money out. I'd lick my wounds. I'd take the day off. And I would ask myself, why did I get in that trade without a seatbelt? Do you get into your car? This is Dan's analogy. Do you get in your car and go down the highway without a seatbelt? Well, heavens no. Why would you get your hard-earned money into the stock market without a seatbelt? Now, I think there are some situations like options where I watch it a little bit longer. I shorted Tesla yesterday. I stayed in a little bit longer because I had defined risk. This is undefined risk. You could just, well, it's defined down to zero, but you could just keep melting down. If I put $500 into options, that's the most I can lose. And of course, I use my stops based on the underlying, but I hope there's some lessons in there somewhere that I'm not preaching too much. Good morning, Jason. Prices they go up, they go down. Crypto moves on earnings. So with earnings, the most important part is what they say about the future. The past is the past. So they're going to report what the earnings were the prior quarter, and then they're going to give guidance and a view into the future for the upcoming quarter. That's the most important part of earnings. Earnings is a binary event. We have no idea what's going to happen. So trying to predict what can and can't happen. So Snap, let's look at Snap. Last week, what did I tell y'all right here? When we woke up on this morning, the day earnings was after hours. So on what day was that? October 21st. So now I want to know what day that was, and I don't have it. Last Thursday? Yeah, last Thursday. We were on the pregame show, and I told y'all something explosive is going to happen in Snap. And I even asked y'all, what do y'all think? A strangle? Where you buy a put and a call? Why did I think this was going to really have a volatile response? Because of this squeeze, this tightening range. That's all I could have predicted with Snap is it will be volatile. I could not tell you if it was up or down because I know nothing about Snap besides my 5 children and their obsession with it. I know nothing. But I do know it will be explosive. So I can typically look at a chart and tell you whether it will be explosive. Not all charts give me that signal, but when you have these clear squeezes, double daily inside bars, I mean, it was just a recipe for something crazy to happen, and something crazy did happen. So you're asking about Merck. We'll get started here. Merck, who knows? There's nothing explosive set up, so the best case scenario for the bulls would be some type of muted response with decent guidance. So yeah, no clues here. I wouldn't say it's priced to perfection. All right, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. Welcome to the pregame show. If it's your first day, thank you for joining us. I appreciate your presence and your participation in the room. We have some awesome mods in the room. They are TCG members, and we have Chart Guy Jason in there. They will answer any questions that you may have about what's this crazy Chart Gal Lori talking about. They pretty much know the crazy, and they'll be able to answer your questions. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen now. I'm going to delete it. You can go back and watch it or look at it if you'd like. Don't get twisted on what indicators I have on my screen. The first 2.5, 3 years of trading, I spent more time going down rabbit holes of the Holy Grail, looking for that Holy Grail indicator. I promise you, there's nothing on this chart whatsoever that has a Holy Grail. Nothing. There's not one indicator on this chart that will be hands down 100% right every time. So let go of that. Why does she have the 8 and 21 and not the 12 and 26? Let go. Let go of that. Follow price action. I can trade with just price action only. These other indicators are just nice tools in my toolkit that give me an extra edge. Okay, so what we do here at the pregame show is I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, movers, and shakers of the day. And boy, do we have some movers and shakers. All right, ES. Right now we have a 4-hour pullback. I'm not saying we're going to hold this hourly support here. So when you zoom in, I have this hourly support here marked at 4552. We're holding it for now. This would be the ideal scenario for the bulls, is come up, get a lower high, and yes, that would be ideal. Let's cool off RSI. Come get a little tiny bear break, trap a few bears, then go higher for a bull flag. But all of that takes time. And all of that time, we're on a 4-hour chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be 24 hours sitting here tomorrow looking at a tiny bear break with potential bull flag. That would be the ideal scenario. So you're taking too many creative liberties for the black side, the Taylor Swift blank space, the right side of the chart. You're taking too many creative liberties. No, this is my job. My job is to anticipate the more likely scenario on the right. So there's 3 scenarios. So I'm going to clear off all the resistance and support. Here's the scenarios. We fade down. We go higher, or we EQ out. And I'm saying when I look at the 10-year treasury, when I look at VIX, when I look at all the clues that I have available to me, and EQ is the more likely scenario. So then I just map it in my brain and I say, okay, well, if this, then that. If this, then that. And it just gets me ready for the day. It's not like I'm putting a trade on based on this. Now, if we pull back here, let's see. If we pull back to 45.50 and we just sit there for a while, I may do an iron condor. What do you mean? Well, I may say if we're at the 50% retrace, then I'm saying I'm going to sell premium down here and down here, saying I think we'll stay within this range for a day or two and I'll get that premium collapse. So I'm constantly looking at odds and probabilities, and I'm looking at pullbacks and percentages and volume to tell me the more likely scenario. So NASDAQ, decent day. Microsoft fared well. Google fared kind of neutral. Twitter, neutral, then they're kind of green this morning. So I would say it's a mixed bag. Like Facebook, they faded all day yesterday. But I would say overall, it's just kind of a mixed bag. And to me, it feels like everybody's holding their breath waiting for Apple and Amazon. So we'll see what happens. Don't forget, Amazon earnings next week after earnings. I've seen it way too many times. You can ask these TCG members that are in the chat room. I tell them over and over and over, I have this feeling that Bezos is selling. You can just see the heaviness after earnings. McKinsey and Jeff can only sell for a short window after earnings. And I don't know if Jeff's girlfriend Lauren, she has a high clothing budget. I don't know, but they keep selling after earnings. So I'm not too bullish Amazon after earnings until after the Bezos window is closed of selling. So right now it's a hurry up and wait on NASDAQ in my opinion. So let's get a percentage here. So we've pulled back to this 50% area. So I would say it's still healthy on NASDAQ. We have this spike in volume when we have earnings, Facebook earnings here, Microsoft, Google earnings here, kind of neutral here. So for me, I'm leaning toward having a quiet day, and God laughs. So of course, anything can happen, but I'm leaning toward a quiet day. Okay, RTY, this is not as healthy. We see 4-hour potential head and shoulders all the time, and you scroll out or zoom out, and it's typically a bull flag on a higher time frame, and this is what I like to call a faux head and shoulders. So they have pulled back way more than everything else. So RTY is our risk on, risk off indicator. So if somebody is pulling money out of RTY, someone is, then they're saying this is a risk off situation. We had found ourselves at risk off, and we had European and Asian markets overnight were pretty much on the average red. So money's coming out. That's a risk-off environment saying that if they're not willing to deploy money in RTY, small business, mid-cap, then they're not willing typically to deploy money anywhere. So for me, this could be the canary that would have me leaning more bearish than equilibrium. Let me give you levels. Do my job. That level's not set yet. Okay, so there's RTY, NASDAQ. Let me get rid of the graffiti. Make sure you have these levels. You can screenshot them, hit pause. ES, here are your levels. This fares well actually for the bulls. We love when we have these little EQs and they break bear with very little follow through and then pop, and this isn't a bear flag on the hourly. So that's pretty bullish for ES right here, right now. YM is, I've had so many analogies for YM. It's just like off in the corner, like, leave me alone, Lori. Don't pick on me. I don't want you to analyze me. Just leave me alone. I'm just going to go about my business. And as my grandma would say, go about your rat killing. So YM is just going about its rat killing. And for me, it has zero bearing on the other sectors. Of course, it has a bearing on it, but I'm saying in the big scheme of things, I'm not seeing direct correlation or divergence. So when something doesn't give me data, I do this. I dust my hands of it and I say, okay, don't waste your time over analyzing something that's not giving you extra information. RTY, giving me extra information. We have got a significant pullback. I didn't give you a measurement on that. Look at that pullback. We're down in the 78% pullback. That's telling me something. That may be a laggard heads up and say, okay, if we come back up here on NASDAQ to 15592 or 15600, it may be an area to short NASDAQ if RTY is our bellwether. SPY is rising. Yes, SPY is rising. Looks good. Volume's coming in. Looks great. I'm not going to get overly optimistic with RTY. Down here, it's bouncing nicely with a little bit of bull volume. Still could be a bear flag. 2292 is that key resistance. Again, Dow pretty neutral. VIX. Okay, VIX. I've had my graffiti on this for a while, y'all. We were watching this EQ. We watched that lower low. We were waiting for that market spike. Got the bear flag. So now on the 4 hour, we got this cute little double bottom, and now we've got higher highs. So now what we're seeing, can VIX get a higher low and break to a higher high? Got the higher high, need the higher low, need the break. 1, 2, 3, trend change. So VIX, if we get that, then we could have more incoming consolidation on ES. And remember, my job is 50,000 foot level. So I'm giving you the 50,000 foot level of the market. And if we want to drill down, and then we can with more specific questions, but we need the framework for the day. We absolutely need the framework for the day. One more little tangent I want to go over with you is SHIB. So SHIB, I don't care if you trade crypto or don't trade crypto. It doesn't matter. The lesson is still applicable. So on SHIB, a lot of us have had wonderful trades on it. This was a weekly inside bar that broke bull. If you have a weekly inside bar that breaks bull and you take profit 15 minutes after the bull break, you've missed the boat. Your time frame for getting in the trade should match your time frame for getting out of the trade. And some of you have not mastered this, and that's why you are very much inconsistently, or you're not profitable on the regular, because you're not matching up your setup time frame with your exit time frame. SHIB, weekly inside bar, what does that mean? You hold on for weeks, if not just days at least, but not minutes or hours. Now, let's pretend like this is a 5-minute chart. We get a 5-minute inside bar bull break. Hold on for 10 to 15 minutes. Sure, that makes sense. So let me write it big. Y'all see I have a burning desire to be a preacher because I like to get on my soapbox. Setup time frame should equal exit time frame. Now, of course, if it breaks bull, and then it pulls back on you, then you stop out. You don't hold it for weeks praying that it goes up. I'm saying as long as it is behaving and moving up like it should, then you should stay in. Setup time frame should equal your exit time frame. And I know there's one of you in this chat room that needed to hear that today. And there you have it. Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be a weekly bull flag. We have lost this 4-hour uptrend, and now the question is this some type of 4-hour falling wedge Dan was posting? I can't get the lines to match up, so I'm not going to force it. But This could be still a weekly bull flag on a higher time frame. It's not time to get uber bearish Bitcoin yet. Larger trends are still in favor. 58,100 are your support. And then 61,488. Below 58,100 is 56832. I grabbed a little Bitcoin down here. I am looking for a potential weekly bull flag. And when I say potential weekly bull flag, I mean potential. Doesn't mean it's an absolute. There goes Nat Gas. Wow. Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. What a move. LNG may be a laggard trade. I'm going to go over it right now, actually. So NG, huge bull move. LNG is Cheniere Energy. They're in Louisiana. I have family members that work there, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Daily inside bar yesterday. This is heavily oil and gas pipeline related to NG. This could be a laggard play. In the room, I will post FCX and copper. So if copper has a bull break and FCX hasn't had a bull break, you can look for a laggard trade in FCX. I think there's a laggard trade in LNG as a queen of the mountain trade this morning. I've been up since 1:30, y'all, and I'm still pumped about the market. It's been a great October. Let's end it with a bang, and I don't mean the bad kind of bang. Okay, so LNG, here are your supports. I don't trust this pre-market level. I'm giving it to you because it's a psych level, but watch LNG. And we need a setup. We just don't enter long. We need a setup. We need a high and low bar. We need an EQ. We need a stair step. We need a setup. But LNG, watch it long. Ethereum, key resistance 4314. Key support is 3885. Ethereum is holding up a little bit better than Bitcoin. Ethereum still has this double top at the all-time high. And right now we're just a weekly inside bar. Could this be just a weekly bull flag for a potential cup and handle? Not the ideal cup and handle, but still. Absolutely. Okay, gold. Gold got this 4-hour EQ, and now it's attempting to break bull from this EQ. It's not ideal. Matter of fact, this is super sloppy. Can I get any other? So maybe daily inside bar forming is your best levels because it's pretty sloppy within that. Resistance 1809, support 1783. CL. If you need more gold coverage, I mean, Joey's got you covered. Chart Guys members, look at this gold coverage. Boom, 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 boom. All the gold stuff that you would ever want to know. What are the levels for LNG? It is 106 is your support. And below that, 104.80, 104.39, 104.27. If you ever want to know levels, you can look at these white highlighted numbers over to the far right, just to kind of recreate the levels of resistance and support. Okay, oil. I'm going to get my short on oil one day. Inventory today. Today ain't that day. So we have an EQ forming. What's going to happen over here? It will be determined by inventory. So 84.88 key resistance, 82.97 support. No touch trade for me today with inventory. Nat gas. Bulls on fire. Don't forget the 6318 prior resistance that we broke through. It could still serve as a resistance. Support 5886, 5799. Don't step in front of this bull train. I mean, it just quick flips like what I just suggested when I opened the show, sure, but I wouldn't get super bearish NG. All right, app. This looks very much like crowd. I hope some of you got crowd. I know some of our TCG members did. They posted in the room. So hourly, look at this squeeze. This is a beautiful chart. This chart won't work. High probability it won't work if NASDAQ is pulling back today. So app, here are your levels. I like this for a potential long. Give me a high of low bar. Okay, so app looks good for a long. It is coiling. We like snakes. Coil. I like it more to the upside, so I need the market to cooperate. BA. Okay, so I put BA over here. Okay, I know the screen's busy, but this is some option education information beyond BA, Queen of the Mountain. So app was a queen of the mountain, LNG, Queen of the Mountain, BA, Queen of the Mountain. But I want to give you a little more framework on how to choose options. So you can just screenshot this. So let's say that you want to go short BA at 315 right here. You could buy 215. You could buy 215 puts for this week, high risk, or you could buy 215 puts for next week. If you're going next week, I'd switch to 217.5. So you see I went a little higher. You want to give yourself more wiggle room, more cushion if you're going out to next week. So typically on Wednesdays, I switch to the following week. Unless I really want to quickly scalp it, get in, get out, then I'll use this Fridays. But if you want to go short, I just want to give you an idea of how I use the timing, what strikes I choose. If next week, go higher, deeper in the money to give yourself more cushion. If you want a vertical and you say, I don't buy calls or puts, I only do verticals, you could look to sell to open a call credit spread, 217.50, 222.50, and you're going a little bit out of the money with a $5 spread. Or if you wanted to go long down at 208, you could look at the 207.50 calls expiring this week. Again, a little bit more in the money, or next week, and then go for the 205s even more deeper in the money. Another option, sell to open a put credit spread. And what I do is I look for targets. You see this 204.80, I go mark that support. So that corresponds with a support over here. Okay, just trust me, it's there, right there. All right. So I make sure that my strikes line up with something that makes sense on the chart. Okay, another option is sell to open a put credit spread, 205, 200, going a little bit below that 204.80 for next week. I hope this makes sense. Let me get some water. I hope I don't choke. So I hope this helps you with how to choose strikes and expiration. I'll try to do this a little bit more every week to help y'all with option trades. Okay, now here are the levels on BA. Let me switch to 15-minute and get y'all something else. All right, so BA, they had a mixed bag. So they had a much bigger than anticipated loss. But what do I tell y'all when I'm on the mic almost every week? Doesn't matter about the past, it matters about the future. And they have some huge orders. Where did I put the orders? Oh, I copied Mr. F's notes, but they have like billions and billions of dollars of orders that are in the queue that they have not serviced yet. So if we're looking to the future and guidance, and that's the most important, watch out for these bulls today. You know, when I'd play pool my senior year in college, we would call that sandbagging. Pool shark, sandbagging. I think this is sandbagging. If they come down to 208, I want to go long. Because if we're basing earnings on the future, and that's the type of order queue they have, billions and billions and billions of dollars of planes that haven't been met, I want to go long. So this today, if you want to know what's that crazy Lori watching, NASDAQ, RTY, ES always, BA long, CRTX, I'm looking to scalp. It got beat down. I'll go over it in a minute. JPM short, and Tesla both ways. I didn't do that in college, but I do that in trading. Okay, but don't. Coin. Okay, coin. Coin is getting a little bit beat up. They've had this huge move. I was looking for this hourly oversold. It's happening in pre-market. Dang it. 309.94, resistance 312.65, support 305.62, 303.81, and 303.03. I would like to go long coin, but now I don't like it as much. I wanted it to be beat up during regular trading hours. Okay, CRTX said today they narrowed, we have 8 minutes and Dan will be live in the TCG rooms. CRTX said that today they narrowed the pool for its Alzheimer's drug after only certain patients responded to the twice daily pill. Okay, that's terrible news for a drug company. They want all Alzheimer's patients to respond to the drug. So their sample size didn't all respond. Okay, it's still Alzheimer's and somebody responded. So for me, I like this long. I know that's crazy. That's like crazy juice. But they got a price target change. Someone downgraded them this morning from $150 to $75. Okay, they said, company, you're terrible. We're cutting your price target in half. Okay, it was $75. Where are we? $18. So I like this. I've already flipped it a couple times in pre-market, playing off the 1730 level. You have to have a level to play off of. Ninjas only. If you get stuck in this and it goes to $9, then shame on you, because I told you don't do that. CXDC. Lord, I'm a mood this morning. If it's your first time here, I'm sorry. I do not know how to make good first impressions. Okay, this is not my wheelhouse or my lane, but I know some of y'all like it. So I'm going to give you all the pertinent levels. This should be good and volatile for the ninjas. That doesn't mean go long. It doesn't mean go short. It just means you're going to get some whoop-de-doo out of this to go short or long. Okay. FAMI, same thing. Day trading volatility. Don't get caught in this. Okay. Day trading volatility, ninjas only. I won't be touching this one. JPM, I like this to the short side. Here's what I'm looking at. And I know I tell y'all I don't use trend lines, but dang it, I come in here every day and have a trend line on my chart, don't I? So we have daily inside bars. That was the monthly chart. We have daily inside bars, and we just have this broadening formation look. It's not ideal, and that's okay. I don't have to have trend lines be ideal. But look at this. We're getting higher highs with very little follow through. So I'm looking short JPM. It's a queen of the mountain trade for me. Revolve. Double D's, double daily inside bars. What's the ATR on this? $3.50. That's not bad. So this could be nice and volatile for you. Double daily inside bars. There are your levels. Revolve. Queen of the mountain. Tesla. Here are your levels. And in my opinion, the calls and puts that have gone off in this name over $1 billion this week, the best thing they could do is slow the train down. That's the best thing that they could do, is slow it down, burn premium. So I sold an iron condor on this yesterday, and I will get out if I'm wrong. The only thing that has me looking a little bullish this morning, well, besides the crazy frenetic stuff over here, is we're holding the hourly 50 RSI. But I will be trading this both ways today. And in my opinion, the best trade on Tesla will come midday. We just got to sort our life out in the morning. Let's get some bulls trapped. Let's get some bears trapped, and then make the real move the last half of the day. And watch how many times that happens in your trading career, where the last half of the day, this line doesn't match up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. This is the first half and this is the second half. Here, these are the fake moves, and then the real move comes the last half of the day. VEEV. I've had a ton of coffee today too. Okay, VEEV, daily inside bar, hourly squeeze. I need the market to cooperate for this kind of stuff. But man, that's tight. Doesn't that look like crowd? And what was my other name that looks like this? App. App and Vive look a lot alike today. Let me go show y'all App. Look at that. Holding that 50 RSI. Look at Vive. Vive's even cleaner. Look at this squeeze. App and Vive, Queen of the Mountain, ZTS. Daily inside bar with a daily stair step. Okay, so this is a little bit different. We have this, go watch Dan's stair step video if you haven't watched it. We have all of these candles. Up, 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 pause, daily inside bar. If we break the low of yesterday, then I would be looking for a pullback. Be mindful of a potential daily bull flag, but it could be a short. Okay, what requests do you have? I have time for a couple. Amazon, 290 billion. Thanks, Maddie, for sharing that. I appreciate it. Amazon. Just from my purchases alone, they should be killing it this quarter, but I've said that before and they let me down. So we have a squeeze that's fired to the downside. We're holding the 50 RSI on weekly. I think they're positioned finally to have a beat, but what will the market perceive it as, and what are their guidance? I mean, don't you know their cost has to be going up too with everybody else's inflation costs going up? So your key levels are marked on the chart. Let me give you some more shorter term time frame. 3891, 3416, support 3366, 3357, 3343. If Amazon were to come down into 3357 or 43, those could be good longs, and vice versa to the upside. Did I talk AMD? No, I didn't. Their earnings trades, when they have these big reactions after hours and then they get muted out, they could be a big dud. It's just a big premium burn stuff. So I don't see a trade setup. I like to bring you earnings trades when they have potential setups, and this one just doesn't. For me, you can do high of low bar, you can do back burner trades, do whatever, do you boo. 12261, 12360, 12394, resistance 124, 12141, and then below that 12016 are your supports. Square, and then I'm done. FinTech got beat yesterday like a red-headed stepchild. I've been watching this trend line. They got up and over it and then just got hurt and wrecked yesterday with everyone else. It could be a long down at 259 if the market's bouncing. Hey, you like redheads? Me too. My daughter was born redhead. All right. Thank you for joining me. Use stop losses. Dan's going live now. Pre-gamers, y'all better come back tomorrow. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, or I'll come find you. Just kidding. Kinda.